Alright, neck shaping time. It's neck shaping time. Somewhat. I want to take some off of right here and do a kind of a dive in. I want to get this straight. So I've just got ye olde spokeshave. She's just been sharpened and she's happy to play with the mahogany if I can hang on to it. Nothing nicer to use than a nice sharp tool. Okay, we're to my line here. We're almost to my line here, and I'm going to check this for straight in a second. That took very little. So I'm going to bring this up here to somewhat easier vantage point. I'm going to try to take a little off of this. I think I'm probably not going to try to spoke shave all of that. And declogify. So still got a little bit of a line left there. And just try to keep it somewhat smooth and squarish. Kind of a line. I'm gonna grab my strat-ish and just get it good and stret. So we've got a little bit of a high spot there. I'll start with. Should have taken care of that. It did. Now we're high here. Ye old 80 grit gouge. Bet you we're dang close now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Very little to be done to this at this point. Now we're clear and touching pretty much everywhere. We're touching in many spots now, so that's good. So that side is straight. We'll take a little bit off this end here. Now that side is straight. Pretty close. We're touching here. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit more from that end. That I can live with. We'll flip it over. So let's see if I can get anything from ye old Dave's famous plane here. I have a feeling it's going to be a little aggressive, but we'll give it a shot. Trouble is that I've got that dang headstock in my path too, so oh yeah, that's just not going to be any usefulness. Spoke shave worked a lot better. Okay. Whew, that is beautiful. That was an accident. That is beautiful. So a little bit of sanding, very little needed. Just smooth that out a little tiny bit here. The rest of this area will get taken care of after I start shaping. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay. Now I want to double check my dimensions here. So at the 0, I need a metric. I need a metric. At the 0, it should be 43. We are at 44 right now. At the 12, that should be 53. We are at 54 and 3/4 of a millimeter. So that's good. We did not go too small. I'm going to leave that millimeter until I get things shaped, because that will become a necessity. A necessity. So there we go. Rough shaping on the neck. At least the profile is roughly there. So I'm going to run over to the belt sander, and I'm going to knock some of this corner stuff off here real quick, so it's ready for, I think we can get close to start shaping the back side of this neck, but I want to get rid of some of this stuff faster than by hand here. So one sec. So I sanded and shaped, and I've just played around with the spoke shave a little bit here to start sort of the shaping of the heel, because that's where I started. I could have gone to the back of the neck, but I figured end grain, that's always fun. I'm gonna go grab me a rasp, or 5. No, I only have 3. So. All right. Let us have us try this. What did they call this? I don't remember the name of this, but it's a Japanese rasp that is supposedly, I'm going to put a handle on it though, because that hurts. And it cuts pretty quick, I will say that. As long as it's more sensitive to grain direction than I was expecting. Unlike this rasp, or I've got another one too actually. I have some new rasps I would like to try, or a new rasp I'd like to try. This isn't that fast. I mean, it's not slow, it's just not ripping the way the wood. It's also doing a pretty decent job of not tearing it apart, which is fine with me. Okay, so that one. And then there's my regular, my Grobit rasp, Grobit. And then I got this fancy dancy, I don't know how you say that name. It's a big old pajama, and it's a fine one, so we'll see how it do. It cuts pretty good. It's finer. I would not use this for this particular operation where I've got to bulk remove a bunch. What the hell? Let's pull out the microplanes while we're at it. Let's see how it does. How did that get down there? I have a file down here somewhere that I did not realize. Anyway. So we'll. Come on, get in there. No, I said in. These things are not fun to put in. There we go. Okay. They cut. I don't want to do that too often. It's too easy to fall off with this one. Yeah, that's way easy. Yeah, that's bad. I don't like that. Yep, too easy to fall off. But it cuts. It's not aggressive. Well, it is aggressive, but it's not as aggressive as my other tools. I have other tools that are far more eager to eat wood. Let's see how the Grobet rasp works. This French rasp. This one does not screw around. But I'm seeing that Japanese one doing pretty well today. So we're going to flip back to it for our bulk removal. Yeah, this one's definitely my more aggressive. And it's behaving. I can control it better, I feel. I feel more control over this, so I'm just taking this to a eyeballed center here first. I have a lot to remove right in here. And back here. So yeah, we're in neck shaping mode, so we're gonna get after it. Lots and lots of this. So better angle for you here. Just kind of working our way. I'm trying to get this meat out of here. This whole corner, this whole area just needs to be swept in quite a lot. Because it's not necessary for a ton of the strength. It's mostly because that was the easiest curve to make on the bandsaw. So I'm just kind of taking it in. She fills up a little. I'm going to find my file card here. Yeah, keep it cleaned up. I think it'll stay aggressive for me. I'm just gonna go after this. So keep watching. Lots of music time, I think. Hey, welcome back to the shop. It's the next day, or it's been a day or two, I don't know. We're shaping the neck a bit. We got the heel block, or the heel area pretty good. Close enough for the moment. I'm going to play with it some more, I think, at some point. I lost a chunk right there, kind of don't like that. But we're happy with what we got so far. I'm just going to keep going. And just keep on shaping. This is my favorite part, so I'm in no rush. I'm not going to go after this with angle grinders or anything that's like fast, because this is my favorite piece of the entire project, shaping the neck. So I'm going to turn this into just a leisurely little activity. I've got my spoke shave, and you can tell it's going to take a little while at the rate I'm taking off shavings, right? But this is where my favorite part of this project is. I can't describe why I like it so much, but it's what took me. And I'm in no hurry. I like to savor, so I'm in no big rush to be done doing this. This is fun for me. So this will be boring as all crap for you guys, but all I'm really doing is taking off the corners right now at the moment. and just getting these high corners out, and then I'll start working on getting the dimensions and the shapes that I'm after once I get the bulk of this stock removed. And I could absolutely go at this, you know, I could take a rasp to it and it would still be pretty enjoyable, and I might do that a little bit here and there. Actually, I have to reverse my, oh no, definitely goes here. Yeah, no, this is right. I have to reverse my cut rate, but you know, this is fine and all, but I really like playing with that spoke shave. I mean, I've got tons of other tools I could do this with a lot faster, but I'm not gonna, because this is my favorite part of the process. I've said that a dozen times now, you kind of understand. So I'm just gonna keep going after this until it's, you know, until I get to the point where I want to stop for a little while. At some point I'll end up taking a break, but I love spoke shaves enough that every time I pull a shaving off I want to take another. It's really hard to stop because it's such a breeze and a joy. I just like that. I like watching that curly come off of there. It's really nice. So anyways, beautiful music for you guys while I bore the heck out of yourselves for this, but I'm sorry for the boring. This is where I get to savor a moment. So, all right, beautiful music time. Okay, now, hey, check that out. It's very guitar shaped now, huh? So, now that I've got the neck heel area shaped and the majority of the neck pretty much rough shaped at this point. It's a little bit fat yet, so I'm probably going to take a little more off of it, but it's a millimeter wide anyway, so yeah. Anyway, I'm going to start attempting to fit this neck into this hard Dovetail. And so watching John on the Blues Creek guitar videos really helped me to learn how to do that. So what I want to do then is do his thing, is get it set. So I think I mentioned this before. He talks about ace, angle, getting the neck angle right first. Secondly, getting the center line, that's the C, center line, getting it tilted right, and then we worry about elevation. So firstly, get it fitting well, then you can adjust things. And so in order to get it fitting well, you don't touch the dovetails at all, but you use the dovetails to tell you where things are making contact. You only touch for ace, for A and C, so for angle and center line, we only touch these surfaces here, the flats, we call them shoulders in the mortise and tenon world. These are the shoulders. These would be the cheeks, because shoulder, cheek. So I'm not going to touch the dovetails at all. I'm going to touch the shoulders of these first. And so the first thing I noticed is when I put it in here, and he says set it each and every time, but I think you can get a sense of what it's doing earlier by feeling it. And right now I can tell that I've got it in and it's seated tight right here, but I can peel it this way. I can peel it back and get a gap down here. I could push it down, but that tells me that it's not pinching back there, it's only pinching up here. So what that means is, in order to do an adjustment, it means we want to take some wood off of the part that's grabbing right now. So in the case of these dovetails, John made a very smart point when he said it's a pinch joint. So when you slide this in and that 10-degree angle comes together, if they match an angle and they still don't come together, that means that something else is causing them to get in the way, or causing the pinch to happen too soon or something like that. So in order to make a little bit of room for that, we're going to adjust where it's pinching until everything pinches evenly all around. So my first thing is, I can feel like it's pinching up in the front. The first thing I want to do, I forgot to do this, is to chalk the inside of the dovetail. So I'm putting chalk on the inside edge of the dovetail. And I actually don't care about the very bottom third as much as I care about the upper third. Okay. And I'm going to put some on this side here. I'm going to chalk the living heck out of it. And remember from the last videos, or last time I was playing around with this, we knocked the corners of the top of the dovetail off. That's the only work we've done to the body since cutting the dovetail. And it's the only work we're going to do to the body. I don't need to touch the body for any of this. Now you can set the now you can set the neck in again. And I'm actually going to give it a tap this time. And that lets me know that I put it where it's supposed to go. And then I'm going to take it out. And now I'm going to take a look and see. Okay, so I've got contact. Strangely enough, I pretty much got contact all along the dovetail. It's just binding, it's not touching down towards the end here. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit off. I'm going to take a little bit off of this top surface. So I've got, John from Blues Creek Guitar has these little angled sanding blocks, and they're angled more than the dovetail angle, so they will sit and can get down inside without hitting the dovetail. So there's a gap up here, and so I'm just going to take a little bit off of the front side of this, the top, the wide end, and I'm deliberately tilting that way because I kind of want an inward cut. I want a back cut because the inside of this doesn't matter near as much to me, and I could do this with a chisel too. So and we'll do a little on that side. And he said, you'll be amazed at how quickly you can get there. And I believe it. So there's that. Now let's drive it again and see how our fit feels. Still got some shake here. Still got a little room there. So I'm gonna take a little bit more from it. I think we're almost there. Yeah, we're really good now. Okay, I'm all right with that. That's really snag, really snag. Okay. So now I want to check the angle, and this is going to be a little tricky with this one because of the way this is all sort of landing, and the way John was saying it is he wanted like 1/8 of an inch difference, which is great when your body is the right shape, but when it's not, I think we'll just do it like this. And we're going to look for about 3:30 seconds. Right now we've got 5, 6, 7 30 seconds. We got a lot more than we want right yet. That's elevation. Yeah, I don't know if I can really, I think I have to trust that I got my angle pretty close right now because I can't test here. So we're just going to check our center lines now, I guess. Need a longer straight edge. 1 second. See how my center lines are doing. I think I may be getting lucky here that my straight edge, or that my center lines are maintaining really well. I'd call that, no wait, I would call that very close. And as far as the book match is concerned, I'm a little over 1/8 aligned. Double check my alignment though. Nope, that's a bit fat down there. Okay, that's close to center right there. Okay, it's more like a 1/16, so I'm fine with my center line too. This, I'm going to tell you right now, if I did this wrong, I don't know it because I'm ignorant, but my ignorance is telling me that it's good. The angle is fine. I think I have to trust that the angle is fine. I don't have a choice until I get the elevation closer, which is fine. If I have to adjust it a little bit, I can. But my center line is perfect. I can totally live with what my center line is. My guitar, the neck joint is solid. I'm going to do a little bit of scribe sanding just to get the top edge down a little better, or get things to seat just a little bit better. But this angle is really good right now, and I couldn't be happier with it right this second. So I'm going to get a couple of strips of some sandpaper and scribe to get the angle right, or to get the joint, the mating surfaces to be as close to good as I can. So let's get some strips of sandpaper here. I should probably go with, I think he was using like 320, but I think I want to use a little bit coarser. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm going to get together some sandpaper for some scribe sanding. Hold on 1 second. Alright, I got some 320 now, and it works a bit easier. So we'll see if I can make this work a little better here. This does work a little better. Try to get this reasonably flat here. little weird because it doesn't seem to want to stay where the... It's really doing a good job though. It doesn't want to seem to stay in the slot. It wants to slide out. Which might have something to do with the flatness maybe, I don't know. But my seam, the joint that it's making, the seam it's making is really coming along. So I can live with what I've got here. It's just going to take a little patience. See there? It just sort of spins out on me. That might be how I'm pulling it maybe. Let's see. Let's see if I can pull a different way here. Kind of works. So it's got a lot to do maybe with how I'm, with which direction, like if I'm pulling too far this way versus too far this way, even slightly, and it might try to spin it out. Yeah, so what's happening is if I come to my right, it'll do like that. If I come to my left, it seems to stay in a little better, which makes perfectly logical sense. On this side again, trying, not necessarily keeping track of doing the same to each side because my center line is nice enough that I've got lots of play. Like I could still mess this up, but it's a lot trickier now at this point. I think to mess it up I'd have to be trying. Now I'm just going for a smooth seam here where they join. Yep, I got it. So, let's see how this looks now. I feel like I may have done something wrong because it's now sticking up here more than it had before. Let's see if I got stuff down in there in the way. I'm gonna grab a chisel real quick and relieve this little angle, this little area. There's a lip I can feel, so I think that might be what's holding me up. So I'm gonna go grab a chisel real fast. I'll be right back. All right, much better vantage point. So I'm just gonna take a little bit off the heel end first. You may want to back bevel this some as well. And then we'll do some more of this. So what happened was adjusting to get the dovetail tight made a slight problem in the angle. It made it a bit too shallow. So I'm going to attempt to make that angle, get that back. And to do that, I'm going to attempt, I may have to redo my scribe sanding at this point because I am taking a fair bit off the back. I want to regain my angle. I'm going to actually grab that chisel again and re-bevel here too. I've lost all of my back beveling. I've used it up. So much of this is me not knowing what I'm doing exactly. This is first time, so some of this is going to seem dumb or unnecessary or wrong, and it's me learning. So if I need to do this differently, let me know, please, because this is the way I saw it done. It's the only way I know how to do. I don't know if it's the right way or what, but if I get success here, this is my first real neck set. This is my first dovetail neck. The first guitar, the first acoustic, had a bolt-on mortise and tenon, and that was a lot easier because we cut the mortise or we cut the tenon while it was square. I think we even did we may have done the mortise in the head block as well. I can't remember exactly on that, but okay. This side now. Try not to stab myself would be good. This chiseling action is easy for me. I choose this method because I feel like I have control and it's safe, and I'm not going to jump past. If I do anything, I'm going to slam into my dovetail, which is way strong enough to handle whatever chopping happens here. I'm not real worried about that. And just take off that excess. I'm just cleaning up that end grain here. Alright, now I've done a lot to this just now. I did many things. I changed a lot of stuff. We need to make sure that everything sits good, so I basically am starting over here at this point. Seat it. Check it. Not bad. Not too bad at all. I may just have to scribe sand now. It's definitely seating fine. Let's check that angle again. Make sure we're tipping back. Yeah, we're tipping back some. We're 3/16 high here right now, which means I can drop this about 1/8 and be good. Actually be fine with that. I would actually be fine with that. Okay, so the angle seems alright. Let's double check our center line because I put the stick away. That's the biggest reason we need to check it, is so I can go back over here and get it off the wall again. Okay, let's see. We're still within 1/8. We're good. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit of scribe sanding just to clean up the seam there. But otherwise, I think we're basically good to go. Okay, so now I've got my center line's fine. I think the only thing I'm going to really do is a little more scribe sanding here to make sure that the seam looks as good as I can get it to look. So I found going front to back is easier than going back to front. I don't know why, but that's all right. We'll do it. So this is a deliberately slow process because you want to be sneaking. I'm getting closer with every pass, so I'm not in the slightest bit of rush. Now let's see how well you do. Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, that's real good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. I am pleased. Quite a lot on the pleased. This looks fantastic. That is a set neck. Wow. That neck has been set. What's our height? Just a fat 1/8, which is perfect. It's just a little high. I'm happy with it being just a little high. This should actually probably touch here. Or very, very closely do. Good, but we should be around a 1/16 like I was hoping for now. Exactly. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Whew. That was nerve-wracking, but fantastic. So that's how thick my shim's gonna have to be. When I put my fretboard on here, it's gonna have to fill a pretty good amount of that area. Wee vey, that's a lot. Yeah, there's a good size shim we're gonna need here. That is definitely shim needed. So, I think we're about ready to start working out how I'm gonna do that. What I think I might do at this point is I think I could put the fingerboard on the neck at this point after I cut it to length on both ends. I think I'll finalize it. Okay, so you're going to be there. We're going to cut off there. It's barely enough, okay. Yeah, so that is where we stand at this time. Very cool. That neck joint is great. I'm going to get some pictures of that. Not bad for a first set neck. I'm not sure what I'm doing with the heel block yet. I might leave it. I might chop it off and put an inlay on top of it. I probably want to do that, but for the moment, I'm going to revel in this neck. One sec. Heck. Ah, heck.